Hello guys, today is August 27th of 2024. It means today is Tuesday, and that means that we had Title Tuesday today. And I was watching the games online and I realized that Magnus Carlsen is playing against Jose Martinez. And the winner of this game got 11 points out of 11 and won Title Tuesday. So this is a rare situation because most people who win the tournament, Title Tuesday, they usually have at least draw or something. They usually have 9.5 or 10 points out of 11. It is really rare that they get all the points, full points, 11 out of 11. So I wanted to show you this game, which lasts for 109 moves. Yes, you heard me right. 109 moves, but I want to go over this game quickly. And there are a lot of nice moments in this game. I hope that you will enjoy this video. Okay, let's dive into the game. So Magnus is playing as black, as you can see on the screen, and Jose Martinez is playing as white. So this is the last round of late Title Tuesday, evening Title Tuesday. Jose started with e4 and then Magnus replied with g6. As you know, in Title Tuesday, the time control is 3 minutes plus 1 second increments for each move. And sometimes players, they don't play their main line. They want to deviate from their preparations and stuff. So that's why they play sidelines. So here Magnus played g6, d4, d6. We have pick defense or modern defense, c3, knight f6, attacking the pawn, bishop d3, bishop g7, knight f3, castle, castle, knight c6, h3. h3 is a useful move. It's a prophylactic move against knight g4 and bishop g4, e5, rook e1, rook e8. So in such positions, black usually wants to put pressure on e4 if he can. And here Jose pushed the pawn to d5 and basically closed the center. Knight b8, c4, a5. This is also a typical move. Black wants to put his knight on c5, and this pawn on a5 basically prevents this move b4. So white played knight c3, knight a6, bishop e3, knight e7, a3. The idea behind a3 is that if black plays here, white has this idea b4, knight c5, bishop c2. Of course, white doesn't want to lose the bishop or exchange the bishop with this knight. And then white played b4. Okay, computer likes this move knight d2 better to protect the pawn, but I think b4 is actually a human move and you want to take the knight. So ab4, rook a1, queen a1, knight a6, attacking the pawn b4, and bishop takes b6, c takes b6, queen e3. Okay, queen a3, white wants to protect the pawn on b4. Black played f5, black attacked the pawn e4. Notice that whenever we want to open up the position and find the right pawn break, we usually look at our peak pawn, and here our peak pawn or our advanced pawn, our most advanced pawn, is on e5. That's why it shows that we have some, counterattack here. So we want to play f5. So f5 was played, knight b5, bishop h6, queen b3, rook f8, queen c3, queen f6. Notice that black is building up this battery against the pawn f2, and in case white moves this knight, black can take here and then take on f2. But okay, white played queen b3, bishop d7, knight c3, bishop f4, bishop d3, queen e7, rook a1. Okay, as you can see, the players are on time pressure now. They have, Jose has 54 seconds and Magnus has 1 minute and 25 seconds. So black played rook b8, rook e1, queen f8, knight e2. Okay, let me tell you something, guys. So I don't want to spoil the result here, but just so you know, Magnus wanted to win this game. I will tell you later on. So Magnus didn't want to draw this game, so he wanted to win. But I will tell you why at the end of this video, because I do not want to spoil it for you, you know. Okay, so f takes e4, bishop takes e4, bishop h6, knight g3, rook c8, bishop d3. Okay, let me get some water here. Okay, and black played knight b8, which was not a good move, but okay, it makes sense because you see that your knight is not in the game, so you want to get your knight into the game. And white played bishop b1. A better move here for white was to play c5, and this is not an easy move. Basically here, if black takes this way, white can push the pawn and go for a discover check, and if black takes with the rook, white can take the pawn b7 and white is in a better position. But anyway, when you are, on time trouble, you usually want to play some safe moves, You don't want to risk it. So bishop e1 was played. Black played bishop f4, knight e4, bishop f5, c5 was played, bc5, bc5, bishop e4, bishop e4, rook takes c5, and queen takes b7. Okay, Jose has only 16 seconds here, so it is really tense. And this game is gonna determine who the champion of this tournament will be. And as you know, the champion will get 1,000 US dollars. So it's a lot of money. Okay, so black played queen c8, queen b6. Instead of queen b6, white could have played queen e7 with the idea to put pressure on d6. But okay, he wanted to attack here. Then queen c7, queen b1, king g7, g3, attacking the bishop, bishop h6. And now he's got just 10 seconds. And, he gets only 1 second for each move. 1 second. Okay, king g2, knight d7, knight h4, bishop g5, knight f3, bishop c1. As I told you before, guys, black doesn't want to draw. You see, he didn't go for repetition, so he changed his move. Knight h4, knight f8, rook e2, bishop g5, knight f3. They played a bunch of moves here, and they got into this endgame. So you assume that this game ended in a draw, right? But no, the game didn't end in a draw. So you will see knight d7, knight d2, bishop d8, knight e4, attacking the pawn on d6, bishop c7. They played some moves, and okay, so they are trying to improve their positions. So check, knight back. They are moving, forward and backwards. So, and finally, Magnus pushed the pawn, f3. He wants to exchange. If white Sorry, if black pushes the pawn, white can play f4, and then white wants to play king f3 with the idea to win this pawn. And even though black has this passed pawn, but he cannot support his pawn. So this is completely fine for white. So that's why black took, king took on f3, and then they started to shuffle around a little bit again. And white just needed to remember about this trap, this fork. So he played bishop e6, and they moved back and forth. And then here, after some moves, black decided to get the king to the other side, and then suddenly white king, after knight b2, can move to e4. And what does white want to do? White wants to play king f5 and king g6. And excuse me, where the black king should be? Probably here, f6, right? If the king is on f6, I think black can easily draw here. But okay, black is lost in this position. So Magnus Carlsen is losing. And they are playing on seconds. So Jose has 3 seconds, Magnus has 6 seconds. It's really tense. Knight c4, king f5, knight d2, bishop here. You don't want to blunder your bishop. Bishop e2, knight b3, king g6. And Jose managed to win the pawns. And this is a winning endgame, even though this is an opposite colored endgame. Opposite colored bishop endgame. But the point is, white is up 2 pawns, not just 1 pawn. If it was just 1 pawn, then black could draw. But here it is winning, and Jose found the right move. He played king g4 with this idea, king h5, followed by g6. And here Magnus lost, and he just resigned in this position. Okay, so I need to tell you that the player who got 11 out of 11 was no other than Jose Martinez. So he beat Magnus Carlsen and Hikaru Nakamura and a lot of top GMs, and he played perfect chess. So big congratulations to Jose Martinez that he's struggling with some issues, I mean, personal, in his personal life. So I hope he's doing well, and congratulates again to him. And yes, he got 11 points out of 11 in Title Tuesday. And as far as I know, there are just 3 players on this planet Earth that could win Title Tuesday with perfect score. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this one, please give it a thumbs up, support this channel, and I will see you soon. Take care.